All right, we got another substance portfolio. So from Frankfurt. So this is pretty cool. I don't know how much of this is back then. I was really excited to create foliage scenes. Nice. Yeah, so this is just some of the older stuff with lots of foliage. This is pretty cool. There's a lot of variety in here. Oh, nice. I like when there's breakdowns like this. The if I scroll down here, this fern could use more geometry. You know, maybe like another cut there. Maybe like 3 cuts. Just get that curve nice and rounded. Whoops. Yeah. Let's look at this scene though. So, dude, I can't zoom out of this. I feel like I want to zoom out because I feel like these shots are really close up, if that makes sense. Maybe if I do this. So I think the biggest thing to say on these images is your range is super dark, right? So like, let's make the layer. So I'm just going to double click on this layer. This is a good way to check your range. So if you just double click on the layer in front and just crack that right there, essentially all of that's red basically has no information in it. Stavas, how you doing, man? See, if I do the white, you don't start getting the red hits until like right here. You don't get those until right around here. So this is all information there's nothing there. So what you would want to do is let's see what that looks like. So essentially you want this curve. You want you want to do this. Something like that. Like erase. There you go. This is really like for being able to visually like, Stooge, what's up, man? You love me? Thanks, dude. Do you remember when I bought you that shot the day you got hired at Massive? You looked at me all weird like, what? But like all these shots kind of have that same problem. This one's a little better, but it's because the sky is there, so you're getting this big hit right here with the sky. Look at those rays. So you can see a whole lot more, and now I feel like a lot of the Ivy stuff is floating. Maybe like there should be baked AO inside of the Ivy asset itself that just kind of helps you show like the levels inside of the leaves themselves. But yeah, these are all really dark. Other than that, I would say in this scene, you just need You just need to pull back from your shots a little bit more compositionally, like you're just really up close. So it's hard to like take in the image. And then there's no, because of like how dark the image is, and there's no like, there's no DOF, it feels like, or atmosphere. Like if you had atmosphere to help separate the trees out, it'd be much easier to look at the image. Nice. This is like a very similar stone to what we were looking at just a little bit ago. So that this one's lacking is a lot of micro volume, like in the grout. It's very soft right now. I mean, I guess that exists as well. If I had a reference to look at in here to see where you were extrapolating your details and shapes from, that would probably help. That would help anyone that's looking at your substances. Grip, there's ways around having black in your images. Like if you underexpose, man, I'm gonna have to do another video on that because there's ways to take photos of textures, and as long as the shadows aren't dark and you're not blowing out the image, there's a ton of information you can pull from it. And as long as the colors are balanced on your camera, you're good. There's a couple other factors, but it's all pretty manageable. You just have to be aware of them. So you got a little bit of where are we at here? A little bit of stepping stuff going on here, where the height map just changes height too drastically in a small space. So like here, for example, and here, like you start to get really harsh stretching in geometric like tearing almost. It's kind of happening throughout in just random places. The ways to get around that are to not allow for your height map to be so extreme. So like if we looked at let's see here, so if we go down here, let's see if there's a good case. All right, so for example, let's change the size of this. Is this, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so this height change here and this height change here, this one takes place from here to here, and this one takes place from here to here. So the amount of range that you have in order to change from this height to this height, the more range you can allow yourself while still looking right to the material, the better you will have if you can like have it drop off in a more natural way. So like because this drops off so harsh, that area you can guarantee is going to have stretching, and you can see it right here. You can see it here as well. Just got to be careful of those. So to combat that, do stuff like this instead of dropping off harshly. Or like if this went like that and then dropped there, you would get stretching there as well. Basically where a height map goes from like a lighter value to a dark value really quickly. You don't want to do that. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Albedo wise looks pretty good. Yeah, the grout stuff in the middle is really strange to me, like the shapes and stuff. Just kind of feels almost like snow that's like melted but is clumping. That makes sense. Like snow hardened slush stuffs. I don't know. This one, I remember this one. So I was trying to explain something to you and you ended up softening it by quite a bit. But I didn't follow up with you to try and make sure that it came through clearly. So like in here you've got some overall pretty soft shapes, right? Like that. Let's see here. Like this is a soft shape in general, and this is a soft shape. But see where I'm highlighting? Like these are where it gets really tight. Like the edge tightens up quite a bit in the shapes. So it's almost like your height map is bubbly and then pinches at certain areas, whereas the rest is pretty soft. So it's almost like you need to have like an in-between where you're where you're doing the softness, but then in certain areas you pinch the yeah, I'm critiquing the ref. I'm showing him like, so see where those pinches occur? I'm showing him like, this is why it's good to have reference in your images, in your submissions, because then you can see like, see how soft that is? It needs these little like pinching points where there's creases, and right now it's missing that in the normal and in the height map. This is also pretty interesting. See how it gets dirty? That's actually pretty easy to create because of the way that the shapes are formed. Would definitely add some dirt to this somewhere, maybe around the bottom. This one I think is actually is currently unsuccessful. And I would take another pass at it before keeping it on your portfolio. This one's pretty cool. The colors are very uniform, and the bricks again are doing a very extreme. I think you're just pushing your height map a little too far. And the angles of the bricks are a little harsh because of it. So they look like they're tilting really hard. You kind of want to bite it. Oh, dude. Bite this stuff. This stuff's super hard, man. It's freaking limestone. Don't do it. You'll destroy your teeth. I think with this... Oh, this is interesting. Pop, 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 pop. Ah, that's cool. So I think your albedo right now needs it needs a lot of variety, color variety, while still maintaining a uniformed uniform overall color, I guess. Let me make sure Motto is okay. He should be sleeping right now. For anyone who's wondering who Motto is, he's my dog. I'll show you. Hang on here. It's loading. Please hold. He's out cold. Ah. So chilled. It looks so comfy. Anyway, so I think color variety in your stone would be really, in your bricks would help a lot. And there's a weird like wash that you have over the top of it. Kind of looks like a weird Instagram filter. I definitely don't add that because it looks like you're using that to try and unify everything. When the materials in themselves should be pretty unified naturally, just by the colors that they are. I guess you could say AAA filter, but like this is really like light as well. The noise as well in the grout is pretty strong. You could probably half that and it'll still look how you expect it. Like, it'll still look realistic. But yeah, also again, be really careful with like how extreme you get with your height maps. I know you want to show the height of the bricks, like the quality of your height map. If you want to do that, I would suggest building like a pillar, like just like a four-sided pillar with the beveled edges that's chopped up so that it can tessellate really well, and bring that into Marmoset tool bag so that it has a little bit more context. I mean, shoot, if you're going to do that, make a base for it too, just so it has like a bottom edge to it so you can see how it looks. This bark looks pretty good. It's a photo scan. Oh, interesting. For a photo scan, the height map is really blurry. I mean, the overall looks pretty good. The colors are very off too. I'm not sure why I feel that way. Yeah, it's interesting. The colors here don't seem representative here. Maybe it's the HDR that you have on top of it. Pretty cool though. I need to play with scans. I need to understand it more. It's pretty straightforward, but there's like the technical, like it's kind of like baking your first normal map. You just got to do it to see how it works. Once it clicks, you got it. Nice. Snow's pretty cool. It's got like the nice little like fleck that you kind of see with a little shimmer. It's 2 o'clock. It is about time for me to end this. I'm just looking through these. So in your albedo for this one, there's a very strange like dark edge here. I'm not sure why that would be so dark. And then not be here as well. And then these scratches are very strange that they're over everything. I guess those are new, right? New-ish. The colors and the height difference between these is very strong as well. It's just another case of having a height displacement that's a little too strong. Let's look at these two and then we'll call it good. This one's super bright. I like the style. It's really bright, and again, the height is pushed a little too far for what it is, what it's supposed to be. And then this one's cool, but I mean, like, it's the same as with James's sand substance that we were looking at earlier. Is it needs like visual context, because like, I mean, well, I'm gonna feel bad after I do this, but like I could do this. Do this here, and then like you can buy these at IKEA. They're like lights, and a little outlet up here. Can't unsee it now, can you? Anyways, I think the color is really bright, and the way that it's being lit, it looks like there's a light here and a light here or something. So it kind of feels like it's giving off light, which is kind of why I started thinking about IKEA lights. So I would watch out for that, and then try and sell the sand a bit more. Right now it feels like clay. I love lamp. What's up? What's up, Jay? Mr. Smith. So right now, so texture environment artist student. So I'd love to see some more scenes from you, and I think that you just need to continue to push your substances when you see where those go. Keep in mind all the stuff that I was pointing out, and then yeah, listen to your peers. Ask everyone to look at your stuff. Everyone, even people that have no idea what's what, they'll pick up on things that people that are trained to look at things will not see, because like they're not, they're not being like tunnel visioned into looking at specific stuff. Like I'm looking at height map stuff, right? If you were to show this to someone, they would just be like, why are those so tall? So it's perspective stuff. So you're not ready, but I think you're heading in a substance designer direction, which is cool. But yeah, use cases with your materials, and then watching out for your height maps, and taking another pass on your albedos, making sense of how the albedo colors are there. You asked your mom for opinions on stuff? Dude, that's awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, that is that. All right, let's get to your guys' critiques on Tay Discords. If I go here, so for people that have never been on the Discord here, there's a link in chat, and on Fridays I open up this channel, Stream Critiques, and you can post in here. It says, please keep in mind that after 15 to 20, what is that? After the 15th to 20th crit, there we go. It will become difficult to get yours since the critiques happen over the course of an hour. It says, oh yeah, so conversations don't happen in here. They happen in the art-related channel, so you can critique each other and talk about stuff and show what you're working on. Here, you're posting just for the stream, right? So if conversations happen in here, I warn you up top that I'll just delete it. I won't even read the conversation unless it's like a link to some of the art. Just because I need to stay focused on what's in here. Let's see here. If you have something specific you want looked at, let me know in the post as well. Wow, my and add any reference you think is relevant to the critique. All right. Anyways, cool. I'll be right back, and then we'll look at your guys' stuff.